At the edge of a small town, there was once an old train station where people met by chance. Some meetings ended with a quick goodbye, while others turned into long journeys shared side by side. No one could tell, at the moment of first eye contact, which encounters would fade like footsteps in dust and which would become lifelong travels. In much the same way, relationships begin with sparks but are tested by time, understanding, and the quiet work that happens after the excitement settles. Relationships often start with intense attraction and then either fade away or deepen into lasting bonds. Modern psychology and long-term research support this idea, showing that love unfolds in stages rather than remaining fixed. What allows a relationship to survive is not the power of first impressions, but the growth of mutual understanding, personality fit, and a gradual shift from conditional love toward something more intrinsic and stable. The three stages of attraction. Researchers describe an early phase called start attraction, often known as the honeymoon stage. During this time, emotions feel bright and overwhelming, and partners tend to idealize one another. Everything seems special, meaningful, and full of promise. Neuroscience studies show that the brain's reward systems are highly active during this phase, creating focus, excitement, and even obsession. This stage can last from a few months to about 2 years, which explains why it feels powerful yet fragile, like a flame that burns brightly but cannot fuel itself forever. As time passes, couples often move into continuance attraction, where everyday life begins to matter more than fantasy. Habits form, routines emerge, and real personalities come into view. During this period, which often spans 1 to 5 years, partners learn how the other reacts to stress, conflict, boredom, and responsibility. Research shows that this stage strongly shapes whether satisfaction grows or declines because it is where people decide if they can live with the real person behind the initial image. If the bond continues to grow, it may reach survival attraction, a stage defined by deeper attachment and shared identity. At this point, love is no longer driven by excitement alone, but by commitment and emotional security. Long-term studies reveal that in this stage, relationship quality depends on how well partners manage differences, stay emotionally close, and support each other's needs. Chemistry may have opened the door, but skill and care keep the house standing. The secret to survival: the two pillars. Survival attraction rests on two strong psychological pillars that research repeatedly connects to long-lasting relationships: mutual understanding and proportion or fit. Mutual understanding refers to accurately knowing a partner's emotions, thoughts, and vulnerabilities. Relationship scientists call this empathic attunement, the ability to sense what the other person feels and respond in a way that helps regulate those feelings. Studies show that when partners feel understood, communication improves and emotional safety increases. When understanding is missing, problems grow quietly. Chronic misinterpretation often leads to repeated conflict, insecurity, and emotional distance. Clinical writers emphasize that enduring love involves accepting not just a partner's strengths, but also their flaws, moods, and limitations. This aligns with the idea of loving someone's average rather than clinging to an idealized version that never truly existed. The proportion, the puzzle piece fit. Proportion describes how well two personalities, values, and ways of thinking fit together. Large-scale studies on similarity and person-to-person fit show that partners who see the world in comparable ways tend to experience higher satisfaction. Shared values reduce confusion, lower conflict, and make cooperation easier in daily life. This does not mean partners must be identical. Research suggests that differences can be healthy when they are complementary rather than threatening. Like puzzle pieces, partners fit best when their shapes align naturally without constant pressure. When core goals and beliefs clash too often, even strong affection may struggle to survive. Loving the person versus loving the service. The distinction between love of essence, manesh, and love of method, ravesh, reflects a deep psychological difference in how love is experienced. Love of essence resembles intrinsic motivation. In this form, the partner is valued for who they are, not merely for what they provide. Research shows that when people prioritize emotional closeness, authenticity, and shared growth, their psychological needs are more likely to be met. Relationships tend to feel meaningful even during difficult times. Love of method, on the other hand, is driven by external rewards, status, comfort, money, or convenience. Studies consistently find that relationships focused mainly on these extrinsic benefits are more fragile. When circumstances change or services stop, the bond weakens. Clinical writers note that conditional love creates instability because any threat to the conditions threatens the relationship itself. Love rooted in essence, which includes acceptance of flaws, is far more resilient and harder to break. The final verdict on forever. Long-term research suggests that lasting relationships are not defined by the absence of conflict, but by balance and responsiveness. Partners who feel equally valued and heard report higher satisfaction and greater stability. Love thrives when both people give and receive, rather than when one constantly chases affection. Inequality in effort or care often signals deeper issues, such as insecure attachment. Psychological studies describe genuine love as a two-sided process where both partners willingly invest in understanding and support. When love must be begged for, its foundation begins to crack. The puzzle analogy revisited. The jigsaw puzzle analogy captures this journey clearly. The picture on the box represents the excitement of start attraction, filled with promise and beauty. As the puzzle is opened, the quality of the pieces reflect kindness, behavior, and shared experiences. But the true test lies in the shapes themselves, the deep traits, values, and perceptions of the world. Research on relationship fit shows that when these inner shapes align, daily life feels smoother and more coherent. Commitment grows naturally without force. When they do not fit, no amount of glue, intensity, promises, or short-term benefits can hold the picture together for long. This explains why some relationships quietly expire while others endure across years. And so the question remains, lingering like an unfinished puzzle on a table. When the excitement fades and the pieces are fully revealed, is love built on the image we hoped for or on the shapes that truly fit?